What's good, what's great, what's godly? I know everybody is looking for the Dragon Ball Squadra content, and you came to the right place. I know some of y'all might feel overwhelmed, might feel stressed out, but don't worry, because this guy will break down everything beginners needs, or it might brush up some of those experienced players. You need the basics, strategies, common mistakes, and on top of that, how to make every match count and win, because I want y'all to win too. So before we dive in, go ahead and drop a like, hit that sub for more Dragon Ball Squadra content, and let's get into this one because I know you guys were waiting for it. Let's start with game modes 101. Dragon Ball Squadra features 3 key modes. First up is standard battle, which is the fight 4v4 that you be seeing in all the trailers, all the gameplay videos, all the TikToks, everything. This is the main mode that you have been seeing, and you basically push through the lanes, destroy the guys of destructions, power up with Xeno buffs, and capture the enemy's Dragon Ball, which is how you win. And along the way, there are bosses like Nappa and Android 16, which randomly spawn, granting your team XP or buffs when defeated. This is some key knowledge that you really need to know. And this is all the main modes that everybody will be playing and grinding day one. So I know this is the main one that you're going to want to be playing, want to be locked in with your friends and having fun with. Next up is land grab, which is basically a control zone type of game mode. There's 3 zones on the map that you have to control. You score 500 points to win, and it's basically all about balance, holding zones while pushing out, the enemies, attackers, basically the other people that you're going against. And last but not least is finders keepers, which is one side guards and the other side searches for hidden chests. And this is all about, I guess, reading maps and paying attention to traps and everything is pretty crucial. Most of these matches run for 10 to 20 minutes, so there's always a chance to come back as long as you're not getting too cooked early on. But it's always a chance for you to come back. You just can't give up. Don't quit. Don't rage quit. Please don't rage quit. All right, let's move on to the next set. We want to start off with picking your heroes, and every hero fall into one of these 3 archetypes: damage, big damage, but very squishy. And it also depends on who you're playing as well. And this is great for learning offense. You have tanks absorb hits, hold lanes, control spaces for your teams. And then you have technical roles, which support, heal, disrupt, or buff allies, depending on which one you choose. And I would implore everybody to try each role first. If you're a newcomer, they're going to have you try Goku. He's easy for offense, but you might also want to try somebody else. Or you can also try Majin Buu. He's very simple when it comes to healing and also very clutch in need of teams. No cap, we all need healers. Not everybody can't be, damage and tanks, just saying. And they're very accessible picks. But I do want everybody to experiment in practice mode, get comfortable with the controls and the skill effects before going into real matches. I know some of y'all not gonna care, but please just try, practice, experiment, learn a little bit before you get into real matches, and you might mess up a real game. Just go ahead and practice, it's okay. You also want to understand core mechanics, like leveling up. You want to defeat minions, or you can call them Cell Juniors, whichever one floats your boat. It doesn't really matter. I'm trying to speak for the generic people who don't know anything about Dragon Ball and know everything about MOBAs. Enemy players, or you can beat up enemy players, neutral bosses to gain XP. You also level unlocks or enhance moves. So whenever you level up, you unlock new moves, which also level up your moves as well and gives you crazy range or crazy buff on damage, depends on what it is. And there are a bunch of heroes that also transform mid-match. So you want to get those levels to unlock those transformations, like, Super Saiyan, or going crazy with Khalifa, which is going to be fire. Cell going from, the first form Cell to perfect Cell, all those things. You also want to pay attention to objectives and control. Each lane has its own minions or enemies and towers, so you need to take out those minions for XP. You need to make sure you're assisting your allies and safely pushing your lane while also keeping your own tower safe. So there's a little bit of give and take. You got to go out there and level up and grind while also trying to protect your own spot. And bosses, there are timed boss spawns like Nappa or Android 16 that I mentioned earlier. They will grant buffs, so you need to prioritize them and coordinate with your team. And I know a lot of people also forget this, the divine draw / combo cards. Yes, you can put them on random when in the beginning of your match, but you can also use these manually, and these will give you temporary power-ups, so don't ignore these. Like, literally pay attention to those. And there's also a video that I got talking about this too, but pay attention to those. You also need to have map awareness, which will also help with your teammate. Also, always watch the mini map for the waves, for the enemy locations, for objectives, for pings, whatever. And also use the pings to alert your teammates. Don't go full offense. Mix your roles, you know, go for a balanced team, a squad full of pure damage or pure tanks. Pure tanks might actually work, but your pure damage, you might get cooked because nobody can heal you. You're very squishy. So you need to make sure you're mixing up with some tanks or technicals, plus some support or healing. And also pay attention to rotating lanes. You don't just stay in your lane the whole time. You need to make sure you also are going up and helping your teammates who are also on the top lane or bottom lane, depending on where you are, because this will help you in the long run. And on top of that, it will discombobulate, whatever the word is, when it comes to the teammates and the enemies, because they don't want to know what's going on. We gonna take that out. Make sure you rotate lanes to help your teammates, depending on if you're in the bottom or in the top lanes. But you also need to make sure you're keeping an eye on your tower, because this is one of the main things, rotations. I think a lot of people fall asleep when that happens. You don't stay in one lane the whole entire time. If you are the bottom lane, sometimes you will go up and help your teammates on the top lane, and vice versa, depending on the flow of the match. So make sure you're paying attention to that. Now, let me give y'all some beginner tips in winning habits. You need to make sure you are farming efficiently. Make sure you're securing last hits of Supreme Kai minions for bonus XP. You don't want to be the first one there, you know, doing all the damage to the Supreme Kais. You need to make sure that you are there and snatch it away from your enemies. Will also depletes them, make you stronger, and then you can pick at them and maybe go across and get you some more XP. Save your ultimate moves for the boss fights or the big team battles. I know some of y'all want to be big ego, want to be the big bad Saiyan, and want to fight one-on-ones. This ain't fighters. You don't need to be using your ultimate just to solo somebody. Save it for the big moments. And if you are low on health, you don't have to just die and feed the other team. You are able to, you know, go back into the towers to, you know, for protection on top of that, and you can heal. So just make sure you teleport or you just fly back if you're close enough, and make sure to invade the enemy lanes only when you ahead. I know some of y'all be like level 8 going into the level 6. It's like, okay, you are strong, but remember, you are by yourself. Make sure that you only go when you ahead, and play for the objectives. If you outnumber at the boss, leave, go to another objective, or defend your other ones rather than rush alone and get cooked. Like, it's okay. You don't have to win every battle. It is a long, drawn out match. So remember, 10 to 20 minutes, you can always come back. And then upgrade your heroes between matches using a little, I think it's called battle memories, or whatever else it is, to focus on, you know, the progress for the battle pass and gain extra rewards. So make sure you're just doing those little things to help with your gameplay and overall, you know, winning habits. Now, when it comes to some common mistakes, I mentioned this earlier, don't ignore the map. The mini map is your biggest friend, and also missing pings, missing communication can also hurt you. So try to avoid that. And chasing kills at the expense of objectives. So I know you want to kill that person. He been bothering you the whole match. Y'all been going one-on-one, and he just keep getting away. It's okay. Let bro get away, because you want to win the entire game, not just the battle. You want to win the war, you feel me? So it's okay. Remember to control the map. More wins that way, less flashy plays. But it's okay. You will get yours. You will get your chance to make that crazy play and make that TikTok. But just remember, focus on the objective. And make sure that you don't pick teams with no tanks or technicals. Give yourself, you know, a little flow. Give yourself, you want to go 2 damage, a tank, and then, you know, support, or however you want to do it. Just make sure it's a mix up in there, that y'all dibbling dabbling in the different types of roles. And don't overcommit your ultimates or fight while outnumbered. I just said this. I know y'all want to just Dragon Ball Z, you want to put hands on somebody, but it's still a team game. you will have your opportunity for that. So just choose it wisely. And I know some of y'all are wanting to just play your favorite characters. Do that, but also try every other role, because your favorite character might not be your favorite role. So make sure that you are trying different characters outside of just your favorite anime characters. I know this is Dragon Ball Z shit. I want to play Vegeta too. I want to play Zamasu, but I'm gonna also try different roles just to see what fits me. And last but not least, y'all, Squadra is a fast-paced and teamwork-focused game. So don't get discouraged or don't get hurt by early losses. Don't leave. Don't quit. Don't go tell everybody the game is ass because you getting cooked and you don't know what's going on. It's okay. Just take your time to learn. And if you want to level up fast, keep grinding, complete the battle pass, and don't forget to upgrade all your favorite characters and stuff like that in the little menu. But y'all, make sure you like, subscribe, comment for more beginner tips or for more tips and tricks in general, and subscribe for more guys. I'll see y'all next time in Dragon Ball Squadra.